Good morning and happy Thursday. It is the 10th of March today, and I don't know what kind of video this is going to turn out to be, but I just really feel like I should come on and let everybody know how I'm feeling today. So I've just made myself a green tea, a mint green tea. I feel like today is going to be a day of lots of tea. So yeah, I mean, I've only managed to do what I eat in a day this week so far. I have been really good. I've been tracking, I've been sticking to my new plan, and everything in that aspect is going really well. I have found some moments this week a little bit more difficult. There's been, I cannot put my finger on exactly when it was, but there was one evening where I wasn't particularly hungry, but I kind of, that craving and that desire just to eat sort of like was there. I didn't give in to any cravings, and I didn't sort of like succumb to that feeling, but I don't know, I think it was just, there was just like a bit of sadness surrounding not sort of like the decision that I'd taken away eating when I wasn't hungry and eating certain foods that create pain and inflammation and stuff. I'm really happy about that. I don't want to give the impression that I'm making myself miserable. I'm totally not, because ultimately what I want to do is stop my lipedema progressing. I want to get my body in to the like fittest and healthiest position it can be. So I'm not unhappy about that, but I am a little bit upset today. I've decided yesterday, after a long day at work, and I was really good yesterday, really healthy, I ate really well, very nutritiously and stuff, and Wednesdays are becoming a day that I go skating on the evening, and some of you may have remembered a couple of weeks ago I fell on my leg and bruised it quite badly. So last night, I am pretty cautious, and I am aware that my lipedema obviously puts me at greater risk of injury. But you know, I just don't think that I can live my life sheltered away from the possibility that I'm gonna bang my leg. I feel like it happens all the time. Like in any scenario, when I go hiking, I usually come home and my legs are bruised and sore. If I walk into a door or anything, any sort of like thing like that, I seem to suffer a great consequence for it, and that's because of my condition. And yeah, deciding to start skating again, the reason I decided to do it was because I've been really wanting to get back into it for a lot of years. It really makes me happy. It's a contribution to my health and fitness, and it helps my mental health. It's sort of like a release, and it's something to sort of like get away from the strains of everyday life. So I know that it might seem really silly to go and do something that's potentially gonna really hurt me, but I just feel like, what's the point in living if you can't do the things that you want to do? Like, what's the point? I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm so emotional at the moment, but I know I'll talk about my condition quite a lot on here, but I don't think I ever like truly reflect on how bad it can get and how much it can affect me. I'm such a mess. I'm so sorry. So anyway, trying to get through this story without a complete breakdown. So last night I was skating, decided to go skating, and at some point quite early on into the skate, I fell over, but it wasn't a bad fall. It wasn't like it just wasn't a bad fall at all. And I got up and I was like, oh, I'm fine, everything's fine. I really wasn't in any sort of like major like pain or anything. And I kind of just felt like I gave myself a dead leg. Do you know, like when you bang your leg a bit and it just feels a bit like you've got a dead leg? That's kind of like how it felt. And I really wasn't in any great deal of pain. And I continued skating and it was fine. There was no pain there. I actually banged my hand, which I don't, oh yeah, you can see the bruise. I like slapped my hand on the floor, and that was the thing that was hurting throughout the evening. Like not like majorly. I feel like your hand bruises more than it should anyway, but yeah, it just hurts to move my thumb. And that was fine. I was just I kept sort of like moving my hand and thinking, oh, my hand hurts a little bit, but I didn't have any pain in my leg like when I was skating at all. I skated for about 4 hours in total and had a really great night. Did some tricks that I was really happy with, and just had a really fun time skating. And throughout the course of the evening as well, I'd sort of like taken my skates off to have a little bit of a skateboard with Millie and stuff, and had not really noticed. But then when it was time to go, I sort of like I put my hand on my thigh, and I noticed that it was really swollen, and I was like, oh, that doesn't feel right. It just does not feel right. And then I took my skates off and put my shoes on and started to walk, and then that's when the pain, that's when I noticed it was really painful. So I drove Millie home, and it was her. When I sat down in the car, I was like, oh wow, that actually is really painful. And I was really surprised because it didn't hurt at all during skating, and it was only at that point. I can only assume that because it had swollen so much that it was putting pressure on my nerves and things, and that's why it was starting to hurt. So then I got home and had a look, and it started to bruise a little bit. But it was a swelling that was the most significant thing. So I iced it for a few hours when I got home and went to bed. Managed to sleep. I couldn't sort of, I like to lay on my right hand side, and I couldn't really do that. So I always feel like when you can't get into a position in bed that you usually like, it's not as settled. But I managed to sleep. And I've woken up this morning, and my leg, I've just got a huge hematoma on the side of my leg that hurts when I sit down, it hurts when I stand up, it hurts when I walk. And I know that I fell and I banged my leg, but it did not, it wasn't, it shouldn't have sort of had this result. And I know that I know the reason this has happened is because of my lipedema. I know it's not normal. No normal person like just bangs the leg a bit and has like their entire leg bruised and sitting away. Like, the swelling is just insane. It's just insane. And it is very, very painful today. And I'm really frustrated because I wanted to go to the gym this morning. I'm just really annoyed. And I've been upset and I've cried and I've got it all out. I'm still a little bit upset by it, but I just think, you know, I'm just so frustrated at not being able to get the help that I deserve and the help that I need, and the fact that I can't control this condition. It's just so unfair that I have to live it. It's an everyday battle, and it affects me every single day. Every single day it affects me, and there's nothing I can do about it other than pay for an operation that I can't afford. And it's really annoying. Like, I can't, there's no word that could articulate how frustrating and upset it makes me that I can't do anything about it, and that I just have to put up with it, and that every time I go to try and talk to a doctor about it, they just look at me like I'm making it up, or that it's just like I'm not worthy of help or something. And I feel so stupid because there's a war going on and I'm sat here crying about a bruise on my leg. I feel so stupid about it, but I feel like our problems are our problems, right? It's not like we can just switch off our emotions, but it's just so annoying, guys. It's just so annoying. And it's not the first time that, you know, this condition has made me feel this upset. I do on a regular basis. And I think it's just the fact that I can't control it, and it's like the NHS. I know that doctors and nurses do a fantastic job, and I'm not really particularly annoyed at them as individuals. I'm just really frustrated that the world just doesn't seem to care that so many women have to suffer with this horrible disease and nobody will help. It's like, it's like you have to just get to the point where you can't walk, or you can't get yourself to the toilet or showered until they'll actually do something. And I don't want to get to that stage. And I try every day. Every single day. I try really hard. And sometimes it just feels like I'm just fighting a battle that is just never ending. There just seems to be no light to it. And I really don't mean to be like so depressive and emotional, but I do try so hard to give a true reflection of my life on this channel. I don't like to pretend I'm something I'm not, and I don't like to pretend that I'm okay when I'm not okay. And I suppose today is just one of them days where the weight of having this condition is just too heavy and too much to bear. But you know, we move. I'm gonna drink my tea and probably just get on with some work, but I'm so over having this condition today. I just wish I could click my fingers and it'd be gone. And I know everybody suffers with things. I feel like every single person deals with so much, and so much that other people don't know about. So much is just going on. I guess I just wish I could like go to the doctors and them help, or go to the hospital and them help, but it seems like there's nowhere to go. And there's, you know, forums and things where you get support from what seems like the only people that understand, but sometimes it just feels like such a lonely condition to have, because the daily battles that I have, like, to me it's just my life, and I don't ever feel compelled to talk so much about the pain that I have, or the mental torment that I have, you know, not being able to wear the clothes I want to wear. And that isn't through sort of shame of my body. It's through the fact that they just won't fit and they don't feel comfortable, and all that has such a huge impact on my mental health and me as a person, because I'm constantly living in the shadow of the person that I could be if I was a person without lipedema. And you know, in most days I'm fine and I just get on with it, and it doesn't really, I don't think it bothers me so much, because I try to be grateful at the fact that I don't have a life-threatening condition. I don't have, you know, people have things that are so much worse, but it does affect my life every single day. It really does. It stops me from living my best life, and I try every single day to not let it affect me, and to be strong, and to go to the gym and, you know, do a 5k run, or to lift weights, or to cycle, or to go hiking and climb 5 mountains in one day, or to do 30 miles over 3 mountains, or to not eat the tuna sandwich because I know the white bread is going to create inflammation and I'm going to be in more pain, and to fight my emotional eating disorders, and to fight everything. It's like everything is a constant fight, and I just wish I could see sort of like a little glimpse into the future and see why this is all going to be so worthwhile. I mean, every day that I eat really well for my body, I do genuinely feel so much better the next day, and the inflammation goes down, and the pain isn't as much, and the swelling isn't as much, and I'm one step closer to being a fitter and healthier person who I want to be. But I just feel like I'm constantly jumping hurdles with one thing or another. And I guess that's just the same for everyone, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna go now and I'm gonna go and do some work. I'm gonna go drink my tea and hopefully after a couple of hours of getting my head stuck into work, I can shift my mood. I'm going to work really hard today on not letting this manifest into depression and anxiety, because I feel like we have lots of triggers to make us feel worse and to make us spiral. And I feel like lipedema makes me suffer enough without having constant spirals of depression. So yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and hopefully the next time you see me I'll be feeling much happier. So it is now 1:20. I made myself a flask of tea for the sofa. I put 2 peppermint and licorice tea bags in there just to save me getting up and off of the sofa more frequently. So I've got a lovely big flask of tea that's keeping lovely and warm. And I've literally just been sat here in my little sofa office for the last couple of hours getting some work done. I've managed to get myself into a really comfortable spot, which I'm super happy about. I've got one of these like really long pillows. So I'm using it to bolster up my leg, to take the pressure off my leg, and I've kind of made myself a little table, so I'm quite happy with that. But I'm just starting to get a bit hungry. Oh, excuse me, I'm very tired. I did sleep last night for many an hour, but I seem to be quite tired today. I feel like whenever I'm on a bit of like an emotional, whenever I have had a lot of emotions, it always takes it out of me, which I think is the same for a lot of people. So I'm pretty sure I filmed a clip of my protein shake breakfast, and I put a load of blueberries in there. So it was like a blueberry, banana, strawberry protein shake. It was actually really delicious, really fruity and flavoursome, and just really, really tasty. I was going to do a chocolate almond milk with peanut butter and banana, but the chocolate almond milk was quite high in carbs, because I imagine it's got quite a lot of sugar in it, so I didn't end up doing that. I might save it for like a dessert at some point if I've got the carbs left over at the end of the day to do that with. Oh gosh, I can't stop yawning now. I feel like having a little break from work, you realise how sort of like how long you've been looking at a screen, and it makes me really tired. But I'm feeling better. I've definitely sort of perked up a bit, although it might not seem it. I really have. Tea is helping. And I'm just kind of keeping myself a bit distracted with my work, to be honest. Although I have been quite I have contemplated my feelings, and I'm trying not to just brush them off. But I am feeling a bit better. But yeah, I'm getting a hungry tummy, so I'm thinking about lunch, and I think I'm gonna have a nice big salad of some description. So I suppose that is what you'll see next. I just wanted to really quickly say how incredible that salad was, and it's made me very excited for the warmer weather and having salads every single day. So we've just finished a lovely dinner cooked by the Jim.
Hello.
He made us a really delicious chicken breast and some med veg. It was very yummy. And to sort of like end the video on a bit more of a high, I thought we would have a look at the lyric questions that myself and Jim sort of said in the last What I Eat in a Day video. Jim said if you leave him some lyrics in the comments, he will try and guess what songs they are. How are you feeling? Are you feeling prepared?
I'm feeling good.
Okay, so we'll start off with the lovely Lorraine, who
Hi Lorraine. How you doing?
She put, this one's for Jim, right? So I don't know how this should be sang, so I'm just going to read it out, yeah?
Okay.
So it says, on a warm summer's evening on a train bound for nowhere.
Oh, that's Kenny Rogers and the Gambler.
No way.
On a warm summer's evening on a train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep.
You're going to have to let us know if that is the right song, because I have no idea, but well done.
Okay.
Well done. Right, the second one, we only had two, I think. Yeah, this is from Alison.
Hi Alison.
And she put, we got to install microwave ovens, custom kitchen deliveries.
Yeah, that's Dire Straits and Money for Nothing. Custom kitchen deliveries, we got to start.
He is very good at this. Can Alison and Lorraine please confirm, if you are watching, that he got them right?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure you will.
My evening is made now. Fantastic.
And if anybody else would like Jim to answer lyrical questions,
Come on,
feel free.
I like them.
Feel free to leave them in the videos. Just put for Jim under the lyric, and then we will answer them. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get up off the couch. Oh, I made myself some chocolate covered strawberries. That's how you say it, isn't it?
Yeah, and my ex-wife sent some chocolate cake. Which is a sentence I never thought I'd be using, but I'm not sure what that is.
It's custard.
If anybody could tell me.
It's custard.
It doesn't look like custard though, does it? Makes me feel a little icky, that.
It's definitely custard. Why is it so blue? Is it because that's on?
That's Lighthouse Family.
That's not a lyric. I'm going to show you my chocolate covered strawberries. However, they're not very aesthetically pleasing, I wouldn't say. That's not how I intended them to look.
Don't come in a bag.
Don't say that. I'm about to eat these. Do you want to try one?
No. You're alright.
I think my second attempt will be better. It's because I used dark chocolate. I made it into, I put a little bit of cream in there, and I think it went more like a ganache. So
you don't think it's laced with anything? No. You tried some, right?
Yeah, I had a little tiny taste yesterday.
Warm it up.
Anyway, what, you keep interrupting me.
Sorry.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I put a little bit of cream into the chocolate, and it's made it a bit like ganache. So it went very thick, but I'm sure they will be delicious.
No.
I'm sure they'll be delicious.
That's not right, is it? It does smell like custard.
It's definitely custard.
It's a weird consistency though, isn't it? Think it needs more milk in it?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna try it.
Okay. Where's my phone? Here it is. So I'm going to end today's video here because my chocolate strawberries are going to be the last thing that I eat. I've done really well with my carbohydrate macro today. As I was going over very slightly. I can't get off my video. There we go. I was going over very slightly, so I was trying to make sure I didn't go over it today, so I managed to do that.
I'm not sure about that.
I think there's a little bit of cream in the oven. There's a little bit of cream in the fridge if you'd prefer that.
I think I might.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll just go through what I've had today and my calories and whatnot. So for breakfast I had a protein shake. I added some blueberries in there, and it was really yummy. Really enjoyed that. For lunch I had an egg salad that was very tasty. I did add on 5 grams of crispy fried onions, which do have white flour in them, so they're not great at being unrefined, but you know what, I was really craving something very tasty and comforting, so having a couple of them sprinkled on my salad, you know, is not going to really break the bank in the grand scheme of things. Dinner, as you saw, was a chicken breast, Mediterranean vegetables with some cheese. And here are my chocolate covered strawberries, which I'm going to have. Other than that, I've had obviously green teas and peppermint and licorice tea, and I have eaten 1,369 calories, which is 31 remaining, and I have 18 grams of carbs remaining, which is really good.
Two things before you go. First thing.
One.
I don't like this camera.
Oh, that's not very nice.
We need to get you a better one.
I like the idea of that. It's just because it needs to focus, because it's dark.
It's not the right thing for the job, is it?
Yeah.
No.
There you go.
No.
There you go. We're focused.
I'm not focused.
Oh, well, you need to come closer, love. There you go.
Right, okay. 2 things. One, we're going to be doing some camping soon, so we'll do some of these funny camping trips that we'll do, eh?
No,
where we laugh about being side blasted. And just before we leave, who sang the song, or who covered the song in their Unplugged album called Penny Royal Tea? They did a song called Penny Royal Tea. You can't cheat, you've just got to tell me what it is.
In the comment.
Yeah. I've got really dry skin on my nose, haven't I? Just realised. The camera brings out every imperfection, doesn't it?
Mhm. Yep.
Which you wouldn't know about because you're perfect.
Ah. Bless them. Not true though. Yeah. So obviously, a very emotional day. My leg actually is not feeling as bad as it did this morning. It's still pretty painful, but it's not as bad. I was explaining in my intro about my leg and how I was frustrated at my lipedema and stuff.
Yeah. A little bit upset, weren't you, this morning?
Yeah, but I think I feel better about it now. Obviously, the frustration is still there, but I think it's just all the more reason to do what I'm doing. And I think, you know, it's something that I can't change. And I was fighting against it for a really long time. I think, you know, I started my weight loss journey last January. And, you know, I put a bit of effort into it and whatever. But then when I got my diagnosis in July, I spent a lot of time in denial with it. And I spent a lot of time fighting it. And I think I went through all the stages of grief. I think they call it DABDA or something like that. I think it's denial. What is it? I can't remember, but there's certain stages. And anyway, you eventually get to acceptance. And I think I'm in the acceptance stage of it now. But that doesn't mean to say that it's not, it doesn't still affect me, it doesn't still frustrate me, but it's just it is just testament to why it's so important to be on this journey, and why it means so much to me to get to try, you know, to try every day to be healthier.
It's really hard. I mean, personally, I find it really hard to stick to anything in winter, because I get like seasonal affective disorder, which is just another pigeonhole for, I've got lots of stuff, me, right? But what it boils down to, it's just you winter. So what I'm thinking is that in winter we all, or personally, I feel like everything's harder because you automatically a little bit down, because we don't live in a country with very good weather, do we? In winter, it's always slate grey, innit? Battleship grey, right, for about 6 months. So I've definitely noticed, like, I haven't been on camera for ages, have I? In this way, because I haven't felt like I could do it. I can't put on being happy when I'm not. So like moping around in the background, getting on with my work or whatever. But I haven't been on, and people have been like, "Oh, where's Jim? What's Jim doing?" Jim were depressed. Jim gets depressed in winter. It's terrible. I hate using myself in the third person, by the way. Do excuse me, but winter is just such a bad time to try and do anything. Don't you think?
I don't know.
For me, you're not bothered, are you? You like autumn, but
yeah, I'm not the same as you with that. I do think summer, you know, in terms of losing weight, it's warmer, you don't want to eat as much. I think with winter comes a lot of like warming, comforting
higgy food,
you know, like
yeah.
Pots of stew and pies and mashed potato. Whereas in summer you kind of reach for more fresh, like salads and drink a lot of water. And,
I'm going to start cycling again. Well, I am. You said you wanted to come with me as well, didn't you? Yeah. You see, I come alive in spring. I can feel it. I can feel it happening. I've been driving around all day today, doing various jobs in the van, and it's just been sunny all day. You know, when you come home at the end of the day, you think, oh, geez, you know, it's been a really long day today, but I feel radiated by the sun, like, you know, in a good way, yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna get back out on the hills soon, aren't we? And
yeah.
I think today I've just, you know, I think sometimes it's highlighted that I do have a condition. Like, I do have a, like, most days I try and like go about my day as normal as possible, and don't really try to let anything to do with my legs affect me. But sometimes, such as when you barely knock your leg and suddenly you can't sit down at your desk.
It's horrendous though, that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I mean,
I punched myself in the leg about 6 times this morning just to prove a point that if I did that, I wouldn't bruise, and yet you fall not very hard, it didn't hurt or whatever.
And I can't sit down
and
at
your
my
legs
desk.
pooling with blood. It's like
Yeah.
you've got a hematoma, which you put ice on, didn't you? But it is a horrendous reaction to a very small trauma, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and it must be incredibly frustrating to have to live with that, and the actual condition as well, because I'd be itching to get rid of it, but you can't, of course. So that must be upsetting.
Yeah, it is.
But you know, we've just got to. We're putting the right things in place now with our work and stuff, and we're putting, you know, the right effort in the right places, and that takes time to come to fruition, doesn't it? Especially with all the price rises everywhere. You know, I'm sure everybody's feeling the pinch as well.
Yeah.
You know, like fuel round us is like 181 or something ridiculous, and I've heard that it's gone up to £2 a litre in places for diesel, which, you know, realistically, I've got to go to Wales on Sunday, I've got to go to Somerset on Monday. Realistically, it becomes like £160 to fill the van up, doesn't it? You know.
But you know, what I was trying to say is, in a nutshell, is that I was really upset this morning. It obviously is upsetting and it is frustrating. It's a daily. It's something that, you know, I can't change like day to day. It's just there. But I think the way that I'm gonna go to sleep this evening and wake up tomorrow is that it's just fuel to my fire. I was speaking about this in my last week's weigh-in video, about how you've got to keep that fire alive and you've got to find your why. It's really hard. It's really hard to go through life on journeys and having goals, and stick to them when you're constantly surrounded by influence and you're constantly surrounded by deviations from what you're trying to do. But you've got to have that roaring fire inside you and constantly keep fueling it, because when it diminishes, you've got to start it all again, and it's really difficult to do that. So this is just another log on my fire, is how upset I was and how frustrated I was today. I'm going to use that. I'm going to take that energy and turn it into something good. And when I wake up tomorrow, have my healthy food, try and be active, go to the gym, and just start with this next week as I have done the last. And I'm sure I'll have a great weigh-in tomorrow, and if I continue this effort and this frame of mind, I'll have another good weigh-in next week. And that's what it's about, just constantly working and not getting derailed, isn't it?
Well, that's it. And you know, if we keep positive, keep in the right direction, then in a few years' time, hopefully we'll have saved up for that operation, and you can, you know, start putting it behind you then, can't you?
Yeah. But until then, I just got to do what I can do.
That's it, yeah. See you later. Is it Alison and...
Alison and... Lorraine, yeah, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Lorraine definitely sent
yeah,
things.
Alison and Lorraine.
Let me just check, because I hate to get names wrong.
Keep the lyrics coming, ladies.
It was Lorraine and Alison, you were right.
Hey.
Yeah. Jim, you've made Jim's night, thank you. And if anybody else has got any lyrics, please let us know and we'll continue to do it. So yeah, I'm going to end today's video here. If you did enjoy it, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit subscribe, because it really helps my channel, and I always send happy vibes to new subscribers. But until next time.
Can I have a gratuitous business plug as well?
No?
Ah.
What were you going to say?
I'm going to mention my business.
This isn't my business. This is just my...
No. I was gonna just drop my business name to get more likes.
Oh. I'll leave Jim's business in the description if you want to go over and give him a follow. who will also send happy vibes your way. But until next time's video, we hope you stay
healthy, happy and well.
yeah, something like that. And bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Find my strength up in the stars. Sing hallelujah.